Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
All right, topic one. Let's start. Let's get it. Okay. All right, read that.
Okay. U.S. showing signs of weakness.
Go ahead. New York shooter. All right, go to it. Good gosh. Go to the video, please.
Mm-hmm. What do you make of the fact that there are all these warning signs about the guy? His social media, he's ranting all these horrible.
Let me get the audience caught up. Y'all remember last week we went over the shooter in the subway, right?
Yeah.
How we said they're going to flip that thing, right?
Yeah, right.
Now, yeah, that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. Do me a favor to speed things up. Go back to the article that you first put up, and we'll read it and get through this. Okay.
This is Sergeant News Network.
Uh-huh.
The alleged New York City subway shooter is facing federal terrorism-related charges. He was an extreme radical racist.
You see that thing right there? He was an extreme radical racist. That's that fits their black identity extremists that they're trying to push.
Right.
We already knew that was going to flip because they're trying to usher in something else. Now go to the next video, please. Yes, play that.
Well, again, this individual purchased a gun pursuant to the rules, laws, and regulations of the United States. He went through a background check. And, more gun regulation are not going to do a thing. Mm-hmm. It's estimated that there may be as many as 1 million guns in New York City. And those things are not licensed. More regulations and controls are not anything with the illegal gun universe that's out there. We need more aggressive law enforcement. We need anti-crime units that have not been put back in place by Mayor Adams, contrary to what he said. They're in uniform. When anti-crime units were on the streets of New York City, they were very effective, but they were in plain clothes. You need the ability to observe, the ability to surveil.
All right, stop. So what are they trying to do? This is just another excuse to invade on your personal privacy.
Right.
And that's all. That's why you see these mass shootings here, mass shootings there. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, we're going to use this as an opportunity to increase the surveillance, like you said, the police force. Before you know it, there'll just be able to come into your house and you understand. But ultimately, they're still trying to paint that narrative when it comes to that black identity extremist movement that they're trying to push. Do me a favor. We're going to speed through this a little bit because we got another segment in today's show that we need to get to. So let's go to the next bullet point, problems with Biden. Hey, we can have some fun with this one at least. All right, roll it.
Pakistan should not, and Afghanistan should be.
Hey, Jim Crow Joe looked like he was about to wet himself, bro. So he had some type of Easter parade or whatever it may be. And the Easter Bunny comes up to him. He almost lost his mind. Now watch what he do afterward. Go ahead. Joe don't know what to do.
You don't know what to do.
Hey, but check this. This is the president of the United States.
The United States.
This is the chief and commander right there.
Wow.
Hey, on the cap, man, he's saying, so these ain't the same on the KKK on the hoods that we used to wear back in the day.
Dang.
Hey, go to the next one real quick.
They done brief him on the bunny.
Uh-huh.
Sheesh.
Watch this.
God bless you all.
Another shaking everybody's hand.
Rewind that, bro. Rewind that thing right there, bro.
Yeah, right.
Come on, man.
Oh, they at A&T. Okay, that's HBCU in North Carolina.
Okay.
Run it back. So who your man's? Whose hand you trying to shake, bro?
Who the hell hand did he try to shake?
Play that.
God bless you all.
Imaginary.
Hey, that better shake the hell out of
You got imaginary.
Shake your hand.
Two.
Ain't nobody.
Oh, he got imaginary friend.
Now the thing about it, keep it playing. The whole, not just America. I said keep it playing, they do that. Not just America sees this. Who else sees this?
The whole world.
The whole world sees that.
Right.
The chief, the leader of the so-called free world, he don't have a clue about where he is and where did his friend go.
Right.
He don't have an idea what's going on right there. All right. Now, do me a favor. Go to the next clip. I'm trying to rush through this. I want to prove a point. Watch this. Give me the next video, please, IT.
Come on, IT, you can do it.
We begin with President Biden's failing attempt to restore Americans' confidence in his leadership. As the country faces a record-breaking surge at our southern border, rising crime rates, soaring gas prices, and historic inflation. And now critics warn that Biden's next crisis could be a recession.
Damn.
So as the president tries to convince Americans he's got this, moments like this one here in North Carolina yesterday, are just not helping.
Stop. So fast forward like 15 seconds or so. Fast forward 15 seconds and play the clip. All right, clip. Play it. Let me see it. All right, we just saw this, right? We're going to continue.
Yikes. That wasn't all. There were several other moments, but I have a compilation of moments I put together because there was one moment yesterday, a tall tale reminiscent of other ones that the president has told. Let's take a listen.
And if we don't drive an 18-wheeler, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish
That's
I
awesome.
got to. I've been on a lot of university campuses. Matter of fact, for 4 years, I was a full professor at the University of Pennsylvania. Hey, they got kidding, man. Seems like yesterday, the first time I got arrested anyway.
Full professor for 2 years, a driver of an 18-wheeler. He's been arrested. Did I ever tell you, Jimmy, I was a world champion sumo wrestler?
Hey, who would have ever thought you'd see the day where the United States of America's president is saying some bugged out stuff like that?
Right. Yeah.
It's
Thought Trump was crazy.
Exactly, but it's obvious the president of the United States, supposedly the strongest, country in the world, he obviously out of his damn mind. Give me a script real quick, man. Give me Proverbs 13 real quick. Give me a script. All right, Proverbs 13 and 16. Read that for me.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 13 and verse 16.
Watch this.
Every prudent man dealeth with knowledge.
Right, it says every prudent man. That's somebody who's circumspect, they're diligent when it comes to ordering their empire or office. They're on it. Right. So read that again.
Every prudent man dealeth with knowledge.
Meaning what? When you hear them speak, they'll be able to utter wise sentences and make you feel at ease as a citizen in that country, right? Read.
But a fool layeth open his folly.
Right, but a fool layeth open his folly for everybody to see. It's not just the United States. You got Saudi Arabia looking at that thing. You got Russia looking at that thing. You got the EU looking at that thing. And all the Islamic states as well. All right, all out in the open. Now, can you give me that next clip? I want to go to no more oil in Arabia. Give me that next clip real quick, please. Play that.
Listen to me.
So this is, Key and Peele type deal. Yeah, like a spoof. This is Saudi Arabia. This is their version. And just like we just mentioned, it's not America that's just seeing this thing. The other nations are seeing that. Now, when the other nations start clowning you, that's an issue.
Right.
That's an issue. That means what? They no longer take you serious.
Right.
Exactly.
It's a joke.
What does it say? It says art imitates life.
Yeah.
Right.
And guess what? Comedy is a form of art. But guess what? That's what's going on in real life. So that's why it's coming out.
So
yes, sir. Go ahead.
So you got to think about it like this, Cap. Even if a nation didn't see Biden with the foolish stuff he's doing, they finna start paying attention now that the other nation's doing his spiffs on him. So if you didn't catch it now, you finna start seeing how silly our president is.
Go ahead. Play the clip.
Putin, listen to me. I have a very important message to you. The message is,
Hey, that reminds me of somebody I
I'm the
know.
president of China.
Oh, damn.
Oh, I didn't finish Russia. Damn. Thank you to correct me, First Lady.
She like,
That was Saudi Arabia's version of Saturday Night Live, mocking President Biden and Vice President Harris. The relationship between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia has all but collapsed, with the kingdom's leaders even refusing to take President Biden's phone calls. And if you hadn't noticed, China has begun arming a European country.
Put it on pause real quick. I don't know if a lot of people understand, but if Saudi Arabia doesn't want to answer President Biden's phone calls, just know that if you think $6 and $7 is bad, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Right.
Understand that right there. You haven't seen anything yet. Especially after what? After Biden put what's the term? Was it? Sanctions. Thank you. Sanctions on Russia, and what they're not doing any more imports.
Right.
They're not doing any more imports for Russian oil. All right. So if they're not getting any more oil from Russia, they're gonna need more from who?
Somebody.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna need it. Now you see what their relationship is now. There's a lot of friction in it.
They like, I don't want to talk to you.
They don't even want to deal with America. Hey, play the rest of that clip.
And who knows what else into Serbia. Now, while all of this was going on this week, the Pentagon was very proud to announce its new equity, inclusion, and transgender policies. The innate weakness of the nation's 46th
Wait a second. Run that back. He said the what?
Its new equity, inclusion, and transgender policies. The innate weakness of the nation's 46th
weakness.
Right.
The innate weakness. And guess what? Who's the leader of that? Biden.
Right.
He's showing what? America has weakness. They're talking about their military. Now watch this. Go back to the clip. Watch how America is treating the military in this day and age. Watch this.
More than a political liability for his party, it is becoming a crisis that threatens American national security.
You see that? It says becoming a crisis that threatens America's national security. China's on the rise. Russia's on the rise. Arabia, they're about to get that nuclear. They're about to build a nuclear weapon. It's going to happen because this is according to Bible prophecy. But you see all of this taking place while America's military is not rising with everybody else. Go ahead, play the clip.
Deep-seated nature of a dithering, clay-footed left-wing presidency, focused more on radical cultural change than anything else, has manifested itself in the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, the failure to deter the Russia-Ukraine war, the myopic desperation of the Iran nuclear talks, and a feeble China policy. But perhaps no other indicator of the long-term detrimental impact of this reality is as stark as the administration's projections for military spending. Mr. Biden heralded increases in military funding in his proposed budget, but in typical fashion, he buried the fact that it amounts to only about 1.5% after inflation. While the Biden administration looks to spend trillions on welfare expansion and double down on its open border policy, Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin are salivating. Despite the global realignment and the rise of the most powerful bloc of authoritarian powers in history.
Stop. The global realignment is what? China and Russia usurping themselves as world powers.
Right.
That's what that's talking about. So when they read about things like Biden spending $130 trillion or $1 billion into welfare and food stamps, they're like, oh, he's an idiot.
Right.
Because you know what they're spending their money on? Nuclear weapons. And military. And building up their military. That's what they're doing. Go back.
History. The Biden projections for military spending will tank to only about 2.5% of GDP by 2030.
You see that? So as China and Russia are increasing in military spending, America is going the opposite.
Decreasing, right.
It's going the opposite. Let's get a script real quick. Give me Isaiah 47. All right. Give me Isaiah chapter 47 and give me verse 8. Watch this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 8.
Come on.
Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly.
There it is. America is dealing really carelessly. Think about the sanctions that Biden put on Putin with the oil. Did he think that through? That if he put that sanction on them, wouldn't America be the ones to suffer? But what he thought is that he still thinks that America got that pull, that all the nations are just going to bow down and follow.
Right.
He thought that, hey, boom, I could put that sanction on Russia and then just go get Saudi Arabia to, hey, double that for me.
Right.
Saudi Arabia said, no, we're not doing that. Read this again.
Can't do it.
Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Right. They don't consider, even though it's happening right before everybody's eyes, they don't consider that there is a global realignment happening. But Israelites, we ain't worried about that because we know at the end of the realignment, we're going to be on top.
That's right.
But they can't even see that they are weakening. Some can see like this reporter right here, but the majority cannot. Do me a favor. Give me one more. Give me Jeremiah chapter 49, and I want verse 10. Watch this. Jeremiah chapter 49 and 10.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 10.
Come on.
But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. And he shall not be able to hide himself.
That's what's going on right now. They can't hide. They're out in the public. The other nations, they can see the weakness. But you know what's happening in America? TikTok videos are increasing. They're saying all of the folly. That's how American citizens are treating it. The other nations ain't looking at it like that. It's like, okay, this is our opportunity. Yeah, this is about time. Yes, I'm officer.
Yeah, a good way to see the way the other nations are running is very strategic. You hear Germany say they're gonna cut down on a lot of stuff and increase on making weapons, military. And you have Russia. Russia shut down their whole network. Say they don't want their people to be dealing with Facebook, all these other stuff.
Right.
Cut them off from it. But you have America here, everybody in the la-la land thinking everything is all good, not knowing that, hey, war might pop in any minute.
Now, I would love to finish this. There's a lot of good stuff, but we can't because we're pressed for time. Hey, I want to roll into our next segment. We touched this a few weeks ago before Passover took place. We titled it Preppers Convos. All right, when we get a chance to discuss, to get in that mindset of the things that's going to come, the perilous times. So, IT, we ready for that? Y'all getting that ready for us? All right, excellent. As you get that ready, give me one more article. There should be one more after this, right? We'll go over that as y'all get that ready. Pull it up for me. Yes, please, read this one.
This is yahoonews.com.
Come on.
White House stops asking Saudi Arabia to pump more oil to offset Biden's Russian energy ban. Report says as U.S. Gulf relations hit new low.
Go ahead. Make it big, please. All right.
The White House has given up asking Saudi Arabia to pump more oil, the Wall Street Journal reported. The U.S. has tried to get more Saudi oil since it banned Russian energy over the Ukraine war.
Right, like we talked about. They didn't think that decision through. All right, go ahead.
U.S.-Saudi relations are at a new low. The White House has given up asking Saudi Arabia to pump more oil after being repeatedly rebuffed by the kingdom. The Wall Street Journal reported Tuesday the latest signs of a growing rift between the two nations.
Yeah, there it is, a growing rift between the two nations. The Bible is a true book, man. You see the Arabic countries starting to separate because think about it. It's been a pretty good relationship for about 60 plus years. It's been pretty good because of trade. Give me that real quick. What's that? Ezekiel 28. Give me that one. All right, that's how they gained that relationship between each other. Ezekiel chapter 28. And give me verse 5 real quick.
Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 5.
Come on.
By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
Hey, in Saudi Arabia, hey, they rich too off of that because they've been doing all that trade with America. Read on.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations.
You see that? We see the rift is brewing right now. He says, because you did this, you gain world dominion over all of the nations through trade, your traffic. He says that he's going to bring the terrible of the nations. That goes into what? The sleeper cells. That goes into the terrorists.
Terrorists, yep.
Right. That goes into what? These nations turning on America. Read that verse again.
Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations. And they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom. And they shall defile thy brightness.
Read on.
They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas.
Right. The whore that sitteth on many waters. That's America. That's who that is right there.